Welcome, YouTube. How's it going, everybody? Welcome into today's Sunday conversation. I'm your host, Bobby Neishman. Appreciate you being on my YouTube page. Appreciate you being here. Everyone in the chat, let's have a good Sunday conversation. Appreciate you all being here. So this is a couple of topics I want to talk on.
Welcome, YouTube.
Oh, I'm echoing.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome into today's Sunday conversation. I'm your host, Bobby Neishman. Appreciate.
All right, we're back here. Okay, so there's a couple topics I wanted to touch on today, just around the fundamentals of building wealth and thinking creatively about how to manage your business, how to run your business, things like that. Kind of building connections, different mindsets that you need to get over and things like that. So I just have a couple points here that I written out. I'm expecting today's conversation to be about 30 minutes, so I appreciate everyone that's in here, everyone that joined. I have the chat going on the screen, so I'll be able to see everything you guys are saying. But where I wanted to start was the mindset that people need to have these days, and where you have to have your mind be if you want to be a millionaire in the future. So just discussing the mental shifts required to attract and maintain wealth throughout your life, throughout your job, throughout whatever you do during the day. Exploring different habits, beliefs, and attitudes that successful people actually adopt in their life and make them successful. So the first thing I want to talk about is belief. And it really comes down to belief in yourself. Nobody else, maybe besides your parents, is going to have that true fire within themselves to believe in you. Even if you go out and you meet a mentor and they're really positive about what you bring to the table for them or for building a business, you have to have that belief and that fire within yourself that you could make anything happen. You can do it. And I think that's a strong factor in a lot of people being successful these days, is that you see a lot of people, they don't even think they could do it themselves. So if they don't think they could do it, how is anybody else going to believe that you could do it? So I think coming down to believing in yourself first is super important, because a lot of people give up on themselves before even other people get the chance to invest in them. So make sure that you guys are really believing in whatever you're doing, no matter what it is. And I wanted to pull this into, online social media, live streaming for this instance, making videos online. A lot of people have a fear of what other people are going to think about them. Like, oh, my people are going to think I'm weird because I post this kind of video. Hey, if that's what you like to do and that's how, you think you could create content, or you think you could put things out into the universe, that is going to resonate with people. As long as you're 100% authentic in what you're doing, having that belief in yourself, don't think about the bad side. Don't think about fear. Don't think about things like that. So I think it's super important to have these beliefs in yourself, not be scared of what other people are going to think about you. Don't be scared of the bad things that could happen, if you start this. I mean, honestly, there's not too many bad things that is going to happen from just posting videos online. Let's be honest. You might get a couple mean comments, but you just look past those and you keep moving. So that's just one thing I wanted to touch on starting today. But I really left the format open for these Sunday conversations because I really want it to be interactive. I want people to chat, once there's more people in here and I could actually see what people are saying. I think that's the best way to have a good conversation, especially in this format, live stream like this. So I think as this grows, it'll be more answering questions and talking about topics that people are bringing up. But, since we're smaller here, I just have to jot down a couple points that we'll touch on, that we'll talk about. The second thing I wrote down is the power of networking, building connections that pay off in the long haul. So those of you that are watching that do not know what we do for networking, we have a site called the Taylor's Code inside the school. So what we do is we bring people on who either want to learn a new skill, want to do affiliate marketing, want to build e-commerce, want to learn about crypto, want to learn about wholesale real estate. So within this network of people that we have built now, over 150 people, you could learn to do any of that from any one of our professors. I handle the e-commerce stuff, so I have a couple students that I work with hand-on every single day. They message me about what they're building in their e-commerce stores and where they want to get to. That's the ultimate goal, is we're trying to get them to the amount of income that they're happy that they could either quit their jobs or that they could scale their business to even more, $10,000 as opposed to $1,000. So that's what I do, work with our students. We really talk about e-commerce, and that's why I wanted to get started on these live streams so I could do live calls with even people who aren't in the Taylor's Code, and we could start to funnel them into the Taylor's Code so they could really learn what they want to learn. It might not be e-commerce, they might see me live and see that I'm talking e-commerce, but not everyone's going to want to do e-commerce. So that's the goal, is to start funneling people in, and they could learn what they want to learn. It doesn't have to just be what I'm teaching. But other than that, I mean, we have a forum, like a Facebook wall, where people post terrific stuff every day. We have, a lot of people from all around the world. So you have all different cultures, different time zones. People are doing things in the middle of the night for me, early in the East Coast, late at night for us is middle of the night for them. So there's people up all times of the day working in the Taylor's Code. No matter what you want to do, you could do it in there. And I think it's very important. Hey, new subscriber. Thank you. Oh, Arena Shabazi. I know her. So yeah, I think it's super important to just have a good network where you're going to go on and talk to people that are doing things that you want to do in life. I think that's what we're trying to build inside the Taylor's Code. And if you're not already in there, go to my bio in the YouTube and you can click the link and join up there. So I think that's, building a network is super important. And you need to have people around you that are thinking what you're thinking. That's why we started this. Me and Priyamo, who was live yesterday. If you didn't catch his live stream, go subscribe to him and watch his live streams. But that is what we really want to build. We want to build that source of connection where people could go that don't have the answers to things they want to know, and hopefully somebody else has those answers. Another key topic that I wrote down that I wanted to touch on shortly was the role of self-discipline in achieving your success. It's difficult, to wake up every day, and if you don't have a plan of what you're going to do to actually achieve goals. So I think it's super important to get out there and write down what you want to do, structure it out how it needs to be structured, and then you go in and attack it. So for my case, teaching students about Shopify and that kind of stuff, you really need to have a plan when it comes to a product, what kind of product you're going to sell, what marketing strategy you're going to use, whether that's Facebook ads, TikTok ads. There's so many different routes you could go these days. But devising that plan, creating ads for selling, online marketing, and then what you could do is you could attack the plan. That's what it comes down to, is having a plan, following it step by step, and completing the plan and your goals. So I see a lot of people not with the discipline that kind of just go in it with one foot in, one foot out. They're like testing the waters, like, is this going to work? Is it not going to work? I don't know. And then they're not really giving it their all because they don't know exactly what their plan is. So I think once you have a plan written out and you could actually attack goals, that is going to lead you step by step to where you want to be. You're not going to take this step from 0 to 100, which a lot of people think, the get rich quick thinkers. But in reality, you need step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 100 is how I think about things. And even when you're starting out with something like this, like starting off with YouTube, we have 1 viewer, 2 viewers, but the more consistent you are, the longer things go. You learn how different softwares work. You learn how YouTube pushes out videos. You're going to learn so much information in a short amount of time that you could just keep compounding everything you learn, and you'll get to where you want to be eventually. But a lot of people try to skip the small steps to get to the big steps, and that just really doesn't work. So that was another point I wrote down that just wanted to talk about shortly today. So another one is personal finance. So of course, everybody wants to have their own business. Everybody wants, to be able to generate tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. But where it really starts is what you do every day, day to day, to make money. A lot of people have these creative ideas. They want to build e-commerce stores. They want to invest in crypto, but they don't do anything that makes them money every day. And if you don't have something that is making you money, you're not going to be able to invest time and money in crypto, in building online stores, or building your own business, because you just don't have income coming in right now. So the most important thing for people to do is find something first that they like and that will make them money because the more money they can make, the more they could spread out and diversify into crypto, stocks, e-commerce, all these different routes. So I think that's super important to find that one solid job. I mean, it could be any job. It doesn't have to be, your dream job, but something that's just going to make you money, whether that's sales, whether that's, corporate job 9 to 5, and that's only 8 hours out of the day. You could work and do whatever you want. And we have a lot of people in the Taylor's Code who are doing sales and affiliate marketing now, making money within the Taylor's Code. So there's all different routes to go if you really want to make money doing that. So we have a message from Priyamo here. How can someone start to pivot from their 9 to 5 to an income stream like ecom? Well, here's what I would say. So if you work as a 9 to 5, you're making a paycheck. What I would do every time you get a paycheck, put whatever you can afford to put it away. So say if you get $1,000 paycheck every week, you say that's a pretty average salary in the United States, $1,000 a week. Let's say, at the end of the month, your rent is $1,200. So you got to put $1,200 straight into your rent, and whatever's left over, you spend on groceries, you spend on all your stuff you need to survive, but calculate a budget of what you can afford to put away each month. And what I would do, so say if you could afford to put $100 away each month during your 9 to 5. So after 4 months, you'll have $400. And I think that is more than enough to get started on ecom for what I do. The softwares I use and my strategies I use is very low cost, low budget. And I think once you start with $400, you can open up a Shopify store for $1. That's it, $1. So once you learn that you could get into Shopify and actually build a website for $1, then you can start looking into AliExpress products. AliExpress is 100% free. It is the Chinese Amazon is how I would kind of describe it, but you can get onto AliExpress for free, and you could find a product that's trending, selling, lots of sales, has lots of reviews, have lots of pictures. And what you could do is you could link that product from AliExpress straight into your Shopify store. So now not only do you have a product that is selling on a major site like AliExpress, you have linked it through your Shopify account for $1. Now you can use ChatGPT and other free features out there to boost up the copy of this ad. So copy is when you go on the internet and you search up, say you want to search up for men's t-shirts. You search men's t-shirts and things come up like cotton, all the materials used to make it, collared shirts, Nike, dry fit, Under Armour, so all different keywords. So what you want to do is boost up your product page for whatever you're selling. So you can use ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is really good, and it'll give you a full length description. And then what I would do if you don't have this product is buy it off AliExpress, where you could get it for the market price. So say if you're selling t-shirts, you could buy this t-shirt for maybe $6.99 and sell it online for $24.99. So you buy the shirt for $7.99, you have Shopify for $1, you're in it for $8. Let's be real. You don't even need the $400 I said to save before. But realistically, if you want more, and I'll explain why I said 400 in a minute here, but realistically, it is so low budget to get started up for organic. So if you wanted to post organically, let's say you make a TikTok account for your new shirt company, and all you do is take selfies like this, describing the shirt, and you could post, there's no limit of how many videos you could post in one day. You could post 4 videos in one day of your new shirt, getting better each time, new hook, new captions. And before you know it, if you're posting organically the correct way, something blows, something blows up, something clicks with your audience, you could go viral, and you don't even need ads to sell, 10 to 20 shirts. And then you're in the profit already because you only bought one shirt for $8, and then you're in for Shopify for $1. But if you really want to get serious, with that $400 budget that you saved over a couple months, of time, you were doing research during those 4 months of finding which products are hot, so you don't have to waste any money on that when you get your $400. I think it's super important to invest in Facebook ads, TikTok ads. because it's just going to push it out to the correct audience of people who's actually going to buy. So once you have your store up, you have one on hand, you've taken good pictures, you've done everything you could do, without spending any money, which is great. That's the goal, is to do as little as possible, or do as much as possible with little money, and then do the least amount of possible with money. So what we're going to use the rest of that money for, I would create $100 Facebook ads campaign. So what you could do with your Facebook ads campaign is take some content that you shot. Maybe, you posted some things on TikTok or Instagram that, did well. Other stuff didn't do well. We're obviously going to use the stuff that did do well. You could use that, remake it, or just use that. And then what you could do is put that $100 into it. And now you have an ads campaign that's going to reach thousands and thousands of people that Facebook or an Instagram or TikTok is going to put in front of buyers. So now you're going to have people looking at your product, that you're only in for $100 at least. So that's really why I got into e-commerce, because I saw the low margins that you could start with. Anybody could build a website on Shopify. All you have to do is learn these skills. And this comes back to some of the points that I was talking about before, that nobody's going to put the work in for you. If you put the work in and you do what you have to do, you can make money. There's already people out there doing this. This is nothing new. I'm not recreating the wheel here. This is things that are already being done out there. Things that are already being done in the Taylor's Code. People talk about this stuff every day. I'm in there posting about different e-commerce skills. So this is all things you could do for relatively cheap. A lot of people be like, "Oh, I need a lot of money to start business." No, you don't. That's just a fact. You don't. Great point. Don't spend money to make money. Yeah, I mean, I forget who said it. I think it was Mark Cuban on Shark Tank, but someone came in from Shark Tank, and they wanted an investment from Mark Cuban because, like, we just don't have enough money to do what we want to do. He's like, well, you don't have a business then. You have a piggy bank. You just have a place that you spend money, and that's not a business. A business makes money. That's, some people get that confused. A business makes money, and if you're not making money, you're spending money. Spending money is not a business. But yeah, that's my e-commerce rant for low cost e-commerce. I think it's super important for people to understand that they don't need thousands of dollars, and you don't need that much. You don't need that much skill to start. To scale and to get better, yes, you need to learn what works and what doesn't. And one other point on this that I wanted to touch on, because I think it's super important skill that everyone should learn, is graphic design. So I use Canva. I recently got Canva Pro just because I used it so much. I thought it was super helpful to have the Pro version just because you get so much extra stuff on top of it. But Canva Pro has really changed the way I do e-commerce, the way I do social media, the way I make videos, everything. So you could do anything in Canva. They have so much stuff. But what I really use for in an e-commerce sense is, one, the ads. So you could copy ad sets that are already out there on the Canva platform and kind of tweak it to your own, copy and paste your own product in, change the colors around and make it look like a really good ad. And the second thing I use it for too is YouTube thumbnails, and just tweaking all kinds of edits. Everything within one platform is super easy for me. I used to use CapCut, but I've honestly toned back CapCut because how much I've been using Canva, and Canva Pro is really good. So I recommend, if you're going to get into the world of e-commerce or social media, learn a platform like Canva, where you could learn graphic design, pulling in different elements off the internet, overlaying them onto your pictures or overlaying them onto your products. It's only going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. Instead of having to pay someone to do that for your business, or paying someone, to edit videos for you, if you learn these skills, you're just saving money because you could do it all in-house. Yeah, it's a little more work, but wouldn't you rather know the skills, and build it yourself as opposed to paying someone else to do it? So that's something that I've been really working on over the past year, which has helped me a lot. Properly paid. I see properly paid in the chat. But yeah, this is definitely the beginning of live streaming here on YouTube. My strategy moving forward would be to continue posting YouTube Shorts, where YouTube Shorts are going to continue to drive that engagement, to get more subscribers up, and hopefully we get more people in the live that can converse and can talk, ask questions. That's the main goal of these lives is to be able to just, answer people's questions about, different things. Could be whatever, current events, e-commerce, crypto, all of that. All that's kind of the goal. So here I have a few more things that I wrote down. Let me just pull these back up. Okay, so this kind of goes into what I was just talking about with Canva, is building your personal brand. Why this is critical to your long-term success. Um, so the importance of personal branding in today's digital world, creating different strategies for yourself, whether that's on TikTok or if that's a little more professional, if you have a blog that you run or you have your own website where you post videos, or if you do YouTube videos, this is all part of your online brand, and this is what people see of you. This is what you're projecting into the world. The first thing I would say when building your personal brand is finding that niche of people that are actually going to be able to listen to you. So I wouldn't say like what I talk about now is like the sports niche, like 'cause I don't talk about sports on my personal brand. That's not saying I don't know about sports, but I'm just saying that's not my niche. That's not what I talk about. I'm more in the motivational, money making, income driving, that kind of niche. Making people money, motivation, getting people out of bed, and being their best self. So that would be my niche, for online projection. So if you're going to build your online niche, that's what I would first learn is like, what are people actually going to listen to when you talk? Is it going to be sports? Is it going to be clothing? Is it going to be, anything? Find out what you want to talk about and then find a way to attack those people online. Not actually attack, but but actually engage those people online. And then from there, you could build it up by pictures, your Instagram, making TikToks. I do a lot of the shorts that I post on YouTube. I don't actually post on TikTok because it's a different style of video. People like to see the more talking on TikTok as opposed to like those quick edits. But there's definitely a lot of room to grow your personal brand. And when you think about it, in 2054, 30 years from now, you're going to look back on 2024 and you're going to be like, well, why wasn't I posting videos online? Why wasn't I enhancing my personal brand for other people to see? You might be successful in 2054, but you're going to be older and you're not going to have a lot of the things that if you start right now, making videos, building yourself a website, building a content structure that you could post for the next 20 years. In those 20 years, you might generate millions of followers. You might generate dollars from businesses you start off of your personal brand. So it's important to start building your personal brand, even if you don't have an idea of what you want your personal brand to look like. It's important to start taking steps and learning skills. Like I said, Canva, just learning different things that is going to attract money to you. That is how the marketplace works. You just have to create the money around you. It's pretty much what it is. It's what I've learned, because you could sit around and do nothing all day, and nothing's going to come your way. You could, if you don't do anything to generate energy in this world, energy is not going to come to you. So you have to go out. You have to create the energy. You have to create pictures and videos and stores and call people on the phone, sales, and you need to do this stuff and converse with people and network. All of this, everything I talked about today is coming full circle in this sentence I'm saying right now. So it's super important to just put yourself out there, not be scared, do things that make you afraid. That's how we grow. It's important to get out there and make videos and create your personal brand, because I think in the long run, people are going to look back, it's not the fear of failing, it's the fear of regret. So if you grow up in 20 years and you're like, wow, well, when I was young, before I had kids, I wish I did this. And then you get to 20 years later and you're regretful that you never did that. It's like, well, would you rather have the fear of failing, or would you have the fear of regret? Because what I've learned is I rather have the fear of failing and failing in something, whether that's putting out a video that flops and it gets 10 views, or if I never posted that video at all and 0 people saw it. And I think that's really where a lot of people need to step up their game because they're scared to do things just because they might fail. But in the long run, the fear of regret is way worse. Not starting that business that could have made you $10 million is way worse. Exactly, properly paid. Yeah. This is a lot of people do that, and when you talk to older people, people have that were successful and people that maybe not were not successful. That's kind of the vibe I get from them too. Is just go after it. If it doesn't work, you could try again or try something new. But I'm not going to be the guy that looks back on my life when I was 26 years old, living in a high-rise apartment in my dream, one of my dream places to live, and be like, oh well, I wish I did this. Like, no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go after it. I don't care if it fails because I'll try it again. But that's what I'm trying to project. Just get out there, do it. Everyone is very capable. There's people less capable out there doing it than the more capable people who are lazy. Um, so that's really all I had today. I just had a couple points I wanted to hit on. It actually all came full circle very well. So I hope whoever's watching this in the future learned something from me, and I hope that we could get some more viewers in here moving forward, so that everyone can converse and we could have an open dialogue, which would be great. Yeah, the dogs make it happen and they go after it. That's some guys are just built different. Some guys don't want to go after it. I know a lot of people that are very happy with where their life is. That's no shame. But something that me and Priyama were talking about, if you guys watched episode 1 of the Gentleman's Code, was about a couple people peaking in high school. And we were talking about that, and it was pretty unbelievable that people would peak in high school and then never want to learn anything else or never want to achieve anything else when that's the real hustlers, the real winners are lifelong learners. They're going to learn until they're 80, 90 years old, until they eventually croak. But not me. We're going to be lifelong learners here. Not as much structure for this as I would like, because I really want this to be more of connecting with the chat and connecting with people that are in there, as opposed to me just rambling on about whatever's in my head for 30 minutes. But we'll get there. I'm not worried about it. It's just, starting out, things always have to be a little tougher. But yeah, that's all I have today. I am gonna wrap up the meeting. This will be live on YouTube for the foreseeable future. So if you're not in the live and you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys next week.